Shalom. As a matter of fact, Shabbat Shalom. To the 12 tribes of Israel that have been scattered all over the world. We're excited about today on this Shabbat. Annah Jack is in the house. Come on, give her a hand. Give her a hand. That's my sister. And we actually put together some music. After this morning, we kind of and we're going to do some music and do some singing and rejoicing today. We're going to have a special treat. Jay wrote a song, and we're going to do that song later on. So we're going to have a good time. God love these musicians in the house. Jasmine is in the house. Hallelujah. All right, so with no further ado, Annah Jack, come on, put your hands together. Of course.
Thank you, Maury.
Where is the button?
Let's start with this one. This song is so beautiful. Worthy is the Lamb who was slain for us, and holy is He. Oh,
Stay up here. Shabbat shalom to everybody. My goodness, that's a lot of music for about a 25-30 minute practice. And that just shows you about these Hebrews. Come on, give them a hand. Give them a hand. Hallelujah. And this is the rhythm section over here. Hold it down. Come on, give them a hand. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. It's good to be in the house. And we got people in the room already. 155 folk already in the room. Hallelujah. Shabbat shalom to all of you. Everybody knows how important it is to support the work of the ARK. We're doing this all over the world. This is not just something right here in Fresno. Many of you watching, we have been in your city, in your town, in your state to do the ministry and to help wake up Jacob worldwide. Yes. Many of you look forward to our weekly and broadcast as we take the message all over the world. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. And you know, yes, to feed people requires support. Yes, sir. And we appreciate what you do and we thank you. Take out some time now, because at the end of the message, you don't forgot. You're like, I was going to support the ARK today. And this is a good chance. You can do it online. You can also use Cash App. You can use Remnant.com, make a donation. And we appreciate whatever comes in to help do the work. I've been putting this out. Of course, we try to reach hundreds of people and thousands of people, but we know that it's always the faithful few that do the bulk of the work. And I just want to say Toda Rabah to all of you who have been faithful. And we're going to play a song while everybody now, you can just go to the website or make a donation to the work of the ARK while we play another song. What are we going to do now?
We're going to do, what we going to do, y'all?
What the girls want to do?
Yes!
All right.
That's what we get ready to do.
My niece is going to do something. They're going to have some fun. All right, come on, guys. We Hebrews, we just, you know how we do. We pick up and do something. All right, here we go. What happened?
Okay, introducing the Hebrewites. This is the original. Introduce yourself.
My name is Maria. My name is Renee.
And what's the name of this song?
I don't serve others.
I will serve others. Y'all ready?
Yes.
Okay. And you guys gotta put your hands together for this, okay? Start. There. Years ago, and this is another song he's made
Well, shoot. Tell y'all every time Anna is in the house. Tell her about her gift and tell her about all these fine musicians. My nieces sang a song. I'm like, boy, this is a good day, ain't it? Hallelujah. One more time, Shabbat Shalom. Ooh, let's see. Throw this down. Hallelujah. Once again, it's good to be in the house. It's good to be among the Hebrew Israelites. And we give Yah all the praise, all the glory and honor for in these last days. He, not us, he decided that he would wave his hand a second time. Somebody said, well, what happened when he waved it the first time? It was in anger. When he waved it the first time, it was in disappointment. It was in his wrath. And we were scattered to the four corners of the earth. We were told we would lose our identity. We were told we wouldn't even know our own name. That's what we were told. We were told that we would be kicked out of our land, wanderers and strangers among heathen Gentiles, of whom had no fear of Yah. They had no regard for the rich nor the poor, the old or the young. And not only did we go to the four corners, but the record is that they actually forwarded the affliction. But Yah said, I won't ultimately leave Israel. What are you going to do? I'm going to wave my hand. Right there it is. The what? Second time. That's what we're dealing with right now. We're dealing with the second wave. And we are waking up by the millions all over the world. So I want to say to the 12 tribes worldwide, Shabbat Shalom. I know you in Calcutta. Some of y'all hiding out in Russia. Y'all down in South Africa. Somebody said, well, they on the islands. Matter of fact, I need to say Shabbat Shalom to my Fiji family. I haven't seen the folk in Fiji. I haven't seen the folk in Trinidad in a while, and Tobago in a while, in London. But we coming. Hallelujah. We're on our way to come see you face to face. If Abba Yah says the same, we miss y'all. We got plans for Canada. We got plans for some of the countries in Africa. Got plans to visit all. We got a lot on our calendar. We give Yah the praise, honor, and glory for allowing us to be able to do this kind of work. And then, of course, let me just say to those of you who are in Fresno, California, Madera, California, the faithful few that's always here, Toda Rabbah to you. Ooh, we've been together 20-something, I don't want to put it out there, but some of us have been together 30 years. Oh, for some of y'all don't know, I started when I was 6 years old. We've been together 30 years, boys. We pushing 30 years. I think we're about 27, 28 years together, man. That's a long time. And Green, man, way back in the backwoods. And yeah, I look around this room. Of course, Uncle Neville. Jane, I'm gonna start naming names, but everybody that's in this room. We closer, Stephanie, of course, Steve. Matter of fact, y'all 30 for sure, over 30. Been together a long time. Gloria's in the back. Been together a long time. And here's my point. Yah has kept us in the midst of all the stuff that has happened. And yet we are together, woke, and understanding who we are and whose we are. Hallelujah. Man, to sure. I don't want to start naming names. Everybody's in the room. All right. Let me do this. Let me say something. Hebrew Israelites, listen to me. The pressure is increasing on you. The heat is being turned up, not down. Those of us waking up to our true identity, understand something. Number one, your identity is your nationality, not your religion. I hope somebody heard that. I'm going to put that out one more good time. I said your identity is your nationality, not your religion. And somebody said, well, what do you mean by that? I'm talking about your bloodline. Whether or not you decide you want to follow the Elohim of Israel or not, doesn't change the fact you're a Hebrew. I'm here to tell you who you are. That's what I'm trying to help you see. Now you can choose as a Hebrew, as one of the descendants of the 12 tribes of Israel, you can choose to be Krishna if you want. But you're a Hebrew practicing. the Christian faith. Did y'all hear what I'm saying? That's up to you. If you want to be an Egyptologist, go right ahead. It doesn't change your nationality. Now y'all getting in between religion and nationality. Your nationality is you are descendants of the 12 tribes of Israel. And you've been scattered here. Now before you say, oh no, Morey, I don't believe that. Okay, then who are you then? Are you Jones? Are you Smith? Are you O'Doul? Are you McDuffie? Is that your name? Is those your people? That's your history? And the heat is on. Why? Because once you understand your identity, you then start understanding your nationality. And once you understand your nationality, you start understanding your, watch this, personage or personhood. Now you are a person, not a thing, not an object. Watch this, not a slave or just a son of slaves. Y'all gotta correct your talk when you say they went over into Africa and they picked up slaves. No, they did not. When they went into Africa, they picked up doctors. They picked up lawyers. They picked up mathematicians. They picked up singers. They picked up businessmen. They picked up goldsmiths and coppersmiths and silversmiths. Agriculturalists, that's what they picked up. They went and got the wisdom and the knowledge and the power and the strength of Africa, which we know that what they didn't call Africa at the time. Who was it? Hebrew. And then they put you into slavery. It's a big difference. If y'all know I'm telling the truth and you watching this, put a number 7 in this room, and those who in the room, say hallelujah. Because wisdom, knowledge, and understanding is being had. And I'm telling you, there are some people in this world, the last thing they thought they'd ever see was you waking up. Are them 7 still rolling through here? My goodness, they didn't think you was ever going to find. First thing they do when you tell them who you are, they say, how'd you find out? Or they say, who told you? And some of y'all say, Morey told me. I'm like, oh. Yeah, I was just surfing the internet and I heard Brother Lombard, I was a Hebrew. But some of y'all know because y'all woke your soul up. Hallelujah. Your soul. Yes. Your NeFesha, your life. Something in you said, I'm Israel. You was reading the scriptures and couldn't sleep. Some of y'all married, wife hit the husband, gave him an elbow. He thought that meant scoot over. He's like, no, wake up, I'm tired. What? I think I'm Israel. Then you start studying that thing, didn't you? Same way you start doing the research. And then you said, now what? Yes. I'm just trying to help. Today my message is going to be short. I'm trying to help Israel today. Especially those of you who are just waking up, I'm really going to try to help you today. And by the way, if I talk a little funny, yesterday or last night, I had a toothache. You know, when I was like 18 years old, or not, I'm not, I wasn't even 18, I was about 17, they put a silver cap back in the day, they used to put silver. That was a big deal back in the day. Stainless steel or silver. If you had some money, you got gold. They don't do that today. But anyway, I guess I had a cavity under the thing, and anyway, I had to go to the dentist last night, and they pulled it. And so I said, okay, am I going to be able to speak tomorrow? That's all I was concerned with, was being able to address Zion. And so if I don't be up here long, y'all know why now. I'm telling you up front, it's because they just took it out yesterday, and I'm operating on ibuprofen and Tylenol and some water. That's it. That's it. So I want to tell you all something today. I want to talk to Zion. I want to encourage Zion, because Zion is our homeland. When you hear the songs talking about let Zion rejoice, it's talking about you. It's talking about the mountain where we receive the blessings of Yah. You are Zion. Now I need to share something with you. I'm at a point now in my walk that the Most High showed me something so awesome. He told me, stop trying to tell by skin color who is in and who is not. Did y'all hear me? I said, I've been saying this for a long time, but he started talking to me about the fact that his children are in all colors, all shapes, all sizes. Watch, all countries, all nations, speaking all different languages. So there's one thing that we denounce, that we abhor, that we hate, and that's racism. Did y'all hear me? We don't get down with no racism, because we don't have a clue where you come from. You can't look at somebody and say, there's so-and-so by just looking at them. You're going to be wrong when it comes to Israel. Now, I'm going to get into that a little bit into the message, but I want to tell you why we have to believe this. Because you're going to be shocked at the people that Yah is getting ready to bring into the walk. Do y'all know that there's a promise in the Bible that the heathen is also waking up to truth? I got one and a I said in the last day, just like Yah is waking you up, Zion, he's waking heathens up too. He's waking Gentiles up. Because the whole world been lied to. And they've been lied to too. And some of them feeling so bad right now. Because they was telling jokes every morning about you. They wake up and talk and find another N-word joke. I don't want to use the term because YouTube is getting tough now. But they tell an N joke in a minute. Then turn around and found out you was Israel. Yah showed it to them and showed them what they're supposed to be doing to help Israel. Now they don't know how to act. Now they don't know what to do. Because they tell their mom and dad they get kicked out the family. Yeah. See, you can tell your parents, Zion, and they just say you're a little slow, you're a little crazy, you study too much. But you're still going to be invited over for dinner. But some of our Gentile brothers and sisters that's coming in, their whole family is turned their back on. They have nobody to turn to. They can't go to church. Sure can't go to church. Talking about Yahushua was a black man. And there's nothing but Europeans on the wall. So I'm trying to encourage everybody in the walk today to understand something. Yah is working in these last days both sides. Why? Because he's getting ready to return. And when he returns, he will be gathering all of those who have put their faith in him, watch this, and have united or been grafted into the olive tree, which is Yisrael. Now I need to say one more thing before I get to this message. That being a part of Israel is not a tiptoe. That's what Tiny Tim saying with a ukulele years ago. He said, tiptoe through the tulips. He thought it was just a happy-go-lucky thing. And a lot of you all think that's what we're going to do when you become Israel, that we just going to tiptoe through the tulips all the way into the kingdom. I got news for you. It ain't going to happen like that. I need somebody to look at somebody. I don't care who it is. Look at somebody and tell them, this, I know you don't want to use a slang word, but say, this ain't no easy walk. I'm just trying to help you, Zion. I need somebody to look at somebody else and say, this ain't no easy walk. It's not no easy walk. If you want an easy walk, be a Christian. That's an easy walk. Do whatever you want to do. Once you in, you good. That's an easy walk. It's almost like a slip and slide. But the Hebrew walk is an uphill journey. Mountains, bad weather, washed out roads, covered up roads. It's not no easy walk, I'm trying to tell you. And it's the walk or the path, which we know the word direct, which is related to our word for righteousness, which is zedek. It has to do with the path that's been grooved for us. Somebody say, well, why? And I'm going to show you the text why. Because there is a reward at the end of this walk. Now we are coming to the conclusion of the season of the witch. Y'all didn't even know what that was about 10 years ago, 5 years ago. Some of y'all didn't know what it was last year. This is the first time you had to fight against the season of the witch. So let Maury help you a little bit. Is that all right? Just a little bit. You made it through Halloween. I know you did. You made it. You're still watching the video. You didn't go back. You didn't get tempted by Halloween because you was like, I could see the devil. Matter of fact, the kids want to dress up like the devil. So you made it. It was an easy, you thought it was going to be harder, but then after a while, even some of your so-called Christian friends, when you called them, they said, oh no, I don't do Halloween no more. So you like, okay, I'm done with that. And you made it through Halloween, you was like, hallelujah, I made it. But then they hit you with that second one, Thanksgiving. Now that's the one that got auntie and great-grandmama involved. You mean to tell me you ain't coming over for Thanksgiving? And what did you say? He said, auntie, they was killing our people. When I did the research for myself, I realized they were killing the natives of whom we are. Matter of fact, you can even tell grandma this. Grandmama, you the one told me we was Native American. You told me we was Choctaw. You told me we was Cherokee. You told me that we were Blackfoot. You told me we was the Seminoles. Grandmama, you told me that. Grandmama, you told me that. So why are we celebrating the killing of our own native blood? There is a thing called the Trail of Tears. that some of your mamas, daddies, grandpas, uncles walked that trail of tears. And now you're asking me how come I don't want to come over and have gumbo and celebrate. No. So some of us, we didn't make it. Some of us slipped and failed. Auntie them was too powerful for you. They got you. You felt bad, but the judgment got you. Because you was on that toilet when you ate that bad food. I know you didn't want to tell nobody, but Yah made sure that he exercised swift judgment in your bowels. Some of y'all mad because you even got close to the pots of abomination, because you thought you was going to get some greens that they just took the ham hock out of the pot. Thought it wasn't going to affect you. You still ended up bent over. I already know the judgment hit you swiftly. And you were sitting there with your stomach hurting, head hurting. And that night when everybody was gone, you said, you know what? I ain't doing this next year. I don't care how much mama, uncle, auntie, grandmama, and them, I will see them on another day. And I'm going to cook my own food. And I'm going to give Yah praise that we're still here after what those people try to do to us. All right, now, then last. We're now in the season of the witch. We got two more things. I'm trying to help the new believers, the new walk, the folk in the walk. You got the big one coming. It's called Christmas, which is really the worship of Tammuz. It's a Babylonian practice. Santa Claus is a Norse god called Odin. He doesn't ride a sleigh with reindeer with a red nose. The real story is he rides Baphomet, the devil, a goat. And Santa Claus is a two-faced being with split personality. He is Krampus. And as you look at what Krampus is, he's a person who comes the day after and kills all children. On one face, he's got this happy, jolly look. And then when he turns it around, his alter ego, he's a murderer of kids, of children. And that satanic celebration is what is being pushed on our people. And what makes this one more dangerous, more difficult for you, Zion, than say Halloween, is that this one is pretty. See, the Halloween is ugly. And you know, as a culture, we don't like that stuff anyway. Talking about Hebrews, we ain't into death like that. When you see a Hebrew with skulls and stuff on him, you be like, what? We shouldn't be getting no tattoos, but Hebrews don't like putting death stuff on them. You know, I ride motorcycles, you know. And I've been riding for a long time, since I was a teenager. And I noticed that a lot of the pagan cultures, they dress up their bikes with all kind of devil stuff and skulls and death. Hebrews, man, you don't see too many Hebrews on skulls. Even if they ride a Harley, they be like, no, I'm gonna put a cross. Why? We don't like death, especially on two wheels going 100 miles an hour. No, we don't be playing with the devil. That ain't our thing. So for most of us, that ain't hard. But man, when them twinkling lights, that music, that constant bombarding, especially if you're still watching TV, I hope y'all have stopped that by now. But if you're watching TV every 5 seconds, did you go to Jared? Did you go to Jared's? Did you go to Jared's? You don't love your wife if you don't go to Jared's. You hate your whole family if you don't go to Jared. If you Jared, I don't even know who Jared is. Are y'all in the room? Some of y'all are in trouble because you're not getting your wife a BMW right now with a ball. You see that brother out there trying to put that wrapping paper on that bin, on that whatever car was right out there. But my point is, some of us get caught up because it's a constant bombardment, constant. Let them know you love them. Let you know you care. Let them know. So that if you don't do something this time of year, all of a sudden you don't love somebody? Who started that lie? Brother paid the mortgage every month, on time. Paid the light bills all year, on time. Kept food in the refrigerator all year. Kept the automobiles running. Kept the kids happy. Put his life on the line when anybody try to break in the room. And because he don't go to Jared's, because he don't have a forever bracelet. This is the hard one, y'all. Because it's a bombarding. They're bombarding you with this one. Now, you don't love your kids because you're not getting them some toys. How is that true? When some of y'all children got so many toys, every time you go in their room to clean up, you got to cuss and then ask for forgiveness. Because their toys is what? Everywhere! You see how they lie? You see how they make you feel like you don't do nothing and yet you've done more than really. You've done more than, in some instances, than what we should be doing. We've crossed the line of just taking care of our family or our children. We moved into spoiling them, which is not good. Just because you can do what you want to, don't mean you should. Sometimes you should just practice saying no. I'm trying to help Zion. So this year, of course, you get bombarded with this season, and it starts to weaken you. The music, the pictures, the colors, the memories. Then you get a phone call. And you done already told everybody on your list, look, I don't do that no more. And somebody's gonna write you anyway. I know you don't celebrate Christmas, but Merry Christmas anyway. Now you sit there and don't know whether you should fight them, cuss them out. Because you know Hebrew. You don't know what to do. Now you stuck like. This is the tough one. It's this, because you're not dealing with just a holiday. And I'm really trying to help you now. You are dealing with witchcraft. That's what it is. When you feel that pull, even though you said no, you keep feeling that pull to go to the mall, keep feeling that pull to go get this, keep feeling that pull, that is witchcraft. That's what we have to fight. And why? Because it's based on a lie. The idea is if you do these things, everything's going to be better. But you've been doing these things your whole life. And some of us still strung out on the drug. Families still falling apart. Life still ain't together. I was trying to figure out why our people are so caught up in this time of year. The Most High will show me it's the season of the witch. It will not end. Well, actually, it goes all year, but I'm talking about this particular season until we get to the last goddess that they worship called Janus. Janus is the god of fortune. If you look it up online, you'll notice that Janus got two faces. It's where you get the word January from. And that's why they make January the first of the year to them. But we know, based on the calendar, ain't no way in the world January is the first month of anybody's year. Can I help y'all see something? The the year, the beginning of the year starts at Passover. After the equinox, when everything is becoming new. That's why they call it a new year. And even the pagan people knew that January is not the first month of the year. You know how I know? What is the name of the 12th month then? Does anybody know what Dec is in Greek? Dec is 10. Did y'all hear me? So how is December the 12th month when the name December means 10th month? Guess what November is? Nose is what in Greek? It's 9. They even knew that November was the 9th month. Do I need to keep going? What's before November? ARK. What they teach you in school? ARK means what? 8. How is October the 10th month when the name of the month is ARK? That's 8. Uh-oh, I might have hit one more since I'm out here. What is September? What is Sept in? 7. You don't think that the heathens don't know this if y'all know it? Some of y'all just learned it right now. If you are learning this, put an 11 in the room. Why? Because now we're all agreeing with something. We're agreeing that we're here to learn together. January can't be the beginning of the year. No, January, the word January is the worship of Janus, the goddess of fortune, who looks forward and back. And she got so many names. One of her names is Father Time. You know, a little kid is born on the new year. Then he's an old man by the end of the year and he dies. Then he's born again every first of the year. That's Father Time. And they hook him up to Janus. And then he makes sure all of y'all, nobody goes to work on what day? New Year's what? And what happens on New Year's Eve? Come on, what is New Year's Eve known for? Partying! All over the world. Getting drunk. Matter of fact, really be honest with you, all of those feasts have a very heavy sexual overtone to them. Trick or treat. See, I never said nothing. It ain't a brother in this room, well, let me just say that, or a sister for that matter, who ain't asked for a Christmas present. What you get me for Christmas? What you want for Christmas? Girl, you got what I want for Christmas. Woo! When we gonna meet? Then it's gonna be the hookup. Same way with the New Year's party. It's another place to hook up. You know, girl, we gotta bring in the year right, don't you? Now it's quiet. Now it's crickets in the room. Now all of a sudden, no. You're gonna have to fight. This ain't no easy walk. You gotta fight every step of the way. Which means you have to keep studying. You gotta keep reading. You have to keep praying. You gotta keep working one with another to stay true, because our King is coming. And he's coming for the assembly that's without spot or wrinkle. Now I want to show you something in my last minutes that I have today. I spent most of the time today just trying to, in my first part of the message, trying to encourage the new people that are walking this walk. Because some of us old people starting to get weak. I've been watching it. And it's a sad day when those of us who've been in this walk 5 or 6, 7 years are now being tempted to going back to the vomit. Like the Bible says, a dog returning to its vomit, going back to the mire like a swine to wallow in the muck and the mud. Yeah, that's not good. But for the young believers, those waking up to truth all over the world, you can make it through this season. It's the weirdest thing. All this music you're hearing right now, bombarding you, do you know the very day after Christmas they ain't gonna play nary a song? And if you play one of those songs after the actual day, people start calling you crazy. What's wrong with you? That's how we know that those songs cannot be from Zion. Because we got Zion songs all of our lives. My message today, I want to talk about strong delusion. Not just delusion. I want to talk about strong delusion. I'm talking about the idea of a person seeing something or think they see something that's not real. It's a delusion. Where your mind is being tricked. Your mind is being played. I'll use that term. It's been taken advantage of. It's called delusion. And most of us have lived our whole lives under delusion. First, I mentioned this earlier in my introduction, the delusion that you don't have a nationality. So you lived your whole life thinking, I just don't have a nationality. Everybody else got that. We just don't have one. It's a delusion. It's a strong delusion. And you know it's strong when you got people who not only don't know that, they don't care. A strong delusion, another word for that is a lie. And it's not just a weak lie, it's not a soft lie, it's a strong lie. And the question is, have we been warned about this time? Have Yah talked to us about a time when his people would be under a strong delusion? Go to 2 Thessalonians. And I apologize, I left didn't have my computer to put it up on the board, so y'all gonna have to just open your Bible today. All administrators, if you would, just get 2 Thessalonians. And 2 Thessalonians, we're gonna start at chapter 1, but I want to just explain to you about Thessalonica. All right, before we even get to Thessalonians, I want to explain to you about Thessalonica. It is the capital city of Macedonia. So somebody will say, well, what's Macedonia? Macedonia was one of the provinces, major provinces of the Greek Empire. So during the time that Paul writes this, he's writing to the capital city of a major province. And what's interesting is that there's Hebrews living. Are we on a timer on? Somebody said, I got the phone. No, the light's on over there. One of them kids. All right, we back. We back. Was it one of ours? Oh, okay. Okay. Thessalonica. Why is that important? Because it tells us some things, one, about the spread of Hebrews. Hebrew Israelites, or the Israelite people of the Bible, the 12 tribes, they did not all just live in Israel. Our people lived all over the world. Partly because we were scattered into some places, and partly because we just moved. Everybody just don't stay home. When people get grown, they decide, hey, I want to move. And so sometimes they just move. The writer of this book is one of those people. His parents moved from Jerusalem. He didn't go under duress or in slavery. They just moved from Jerusalem to a place called Tarshish, which was in the Roman Empire. He actually had Roman citizenship as a black man. So I'm using the term black because y'all understand that term. What y'all call Negro, African American, or Negro all over the world. The Negro people, the Israelite people, moved and lived all over. And we have evidence here in Thessalonica. Not only did we live in Thessalonica, we also have a synagogue there. Sure did. And that's where Paul went when he was finishing his second missionary journey. Now, turn to Acts. Because some of y'all looking at me with a blank face. We got to make sure everybody in there together. Turn to Acts chapter 17. Real quick, just so you can get some background. The book of Acts 17. Chapter 17. Do y'all see? Y'all got it? Can you roll with me? All right, come on, let's do it. Now, through, Amphipolis, and Apollonia, come on. They came to what? And where there was what? Now, I just told you. So we know now why he's writing to Thessalonica, because he went there on his journey. Now I'm going to help you all over the world. When we read these letters that Shaul wrote, those letters are written to places that he went to in the book of Acts. So if you ever wanted to know what was going on in Thessalonica, because right here it tells you that they went to Thessalonica because there was a synagogue there, all we got to do is go and read Paul's letter and we get insight to what they were dealing with in that city. So those books are not just books with weird, funny names. No, historically speaking, he went to every place, then he would turn around and write a letter. Or there would be a place, like in the case of Rome, where he wrote a letter preceding his arrival. And he always wrote it to Hebrews that were living there. If you understand that, Zion, put another 11 in this room. Those in the room say hallelujah. Hallelujah. That makes sense that he's writing letters to people he either has seen or plans to visit. Then you should put an 11 in this room, because now you're seeing something. What's going on in Thessalonica? Let's look at it. Came to pass, they came to Thessalonica. Were there a synagogue of the, now we know that word Jew ain't in the Bible. One click will do it. If you're using a computer, click on the word Jew, you see it's going to say Yehudi. Because now we're not talking about what they call Jews. We're talking about the people of Yahudah, that fourth tribe, primarily. And why is that important? Because the house of Israel is not called Jews. The house of Israel is called the house of Israel. it was primarily Judah, that fourth tribe, which is actually Yahudah. That was called Yahudah. So we're not talking about a group of people now called the Jews here. We're talking about a tribe. So here, there was a synagogue. Our people were already meeting together in Rome before Rome ever had a quote-unquote Roman Catholic Church. Oh my goodness. Because we got another lie going around the world. That the Catholic Church some kind of way evangelized Africa or evangelized the Middle East. How in the world that they evangelized when a black Hebrew, Paul from Benjamin, by the way, y'all know the Benjamites, that's a black tribe. I mean, all the tribes are black, but Benjamin for sure. Because they married into a Hamitic race. Go back and read your Bible. Go back and read your Bible. Benjamin almost got wiped out in the book of Judges. They were down to about 300 men. And none of the other tribes would give up no, they said, no, man, them Benjamites, man, no, them cats is something, man, y'all tripping. You remember what happened, don't you? With the concubine. So, watch this. Joseph has two sons, Ephraim and Manasseh, who are Egyptian and Hebrew. And it was their descendants that ended up giving wives to the tribe of Benjamin. That's why when Paul got ready to go to court one day, he walked in the room and he spoke Greek to the people. When he walked in the room, and he said, "Hey, you speak Greek?" Now y'all looking at me funny again. Go to Acts 21. This ain't in my notes. Acts 21. I thought I might have to mention it, but I wasn't sure. Acts 21. Acts 21. I just want you to show you this real quick. Let's see what verse is it? 33. No, is that the verse I want? Oh, yeah, there we go. 37. Then, as Paul was about to be led into the barracks, he said unto the commander, "Can I have a word with you?" He replied, "Can you speak Greek?" Now look what he said. Come on, somebody read it, because somebody's going to think I'm making this up. Are you not that what? Why would he look like an Egyptian? He's Egyptian, got Egyptian blood. I just told y'all. Ephraim and Manasseh are part of Pharaoh's children. He's going to look Egyptian. Why? Because he got Egyptian in him. Just like some of us look Egyptian. You got Egyptian in you. And some of y'all, watch this, look Asian because you got Asian in you. Matter of fact, you are Asian. I want you to see something. That in Thessalonica, we were already there before there was any such thing as a Catholic church. So stop letting ignorant Israelites talk to you about your scriptures being tampered with and why you should throw out what you call the New Testament. Y'all need to stop that. Man, the Catholic Church, man. What no Catholic church? When this message went to Thessalonica or Philippi or Corinth, which is the belly of the whale, if you want to talk about evil. So the message of the gospel did not come from Europe into Africa. The message we know now goes from Africa into Europe. This was what Paul considered a missionary journey, taking the message of Hamashiach to the lost tribes, or what we say, the scattered tribes of Israel, which just so happened way up in Thessalonica, you got some Hebrews meeting every Shabbat. Go back to chapter 17. It says, and there was a synagogue of the Yehudim, and Paul, then Paul, as was his custom, or just as his custom was, he went to them. How long? 3 Shabbats in a row. Wait, what? You mean tell me he didn't go talking about Sunday? He went on Shabbat. I mean, his first message wasn't, hey man, we don't do Shabbat no more. Savior rose up. We got to do Sunday morning now. No. His custom was the same custom of Hamashiach. Every Shabbat. He went into a synagogue to do what? To worship. And there he reasoned with them from the scriptures, explaining and demonstrating that Hamashiach had to, what? He had to suffer. And what else? And be risen from the dead. He had to. And he said, and this Yehoshua, whom I preach unto you, is Hamashiach. And some of them were what? You ain't going to get them all. But he did get some. And this is the reason why I'm bringing this verse out. Because I want you to see the end of this. And 2 words. What? And a what? No, 1. No, 5. If you see in the text that a great multitude of devout Greeks, do you see that? Got converted. They joined the Hebrews. Did you see that in the Bible? Yes. He went to speak to the Israelites. But while he was there talking to the Israelites about their Hamashiach, their Savior, Hamashiach, Yahushua, there were some Greeks that were listening, and they was like, wait. Tell me again, y'all custom. Tell me your history. Tell me what your prophets say. And you know, Paul probably stayed there all Shabbat. Probably got late and look, I got to go home. They said, well, what you doing next week? Like, man, I'm on a journey. I know, but what you doing next week? And he was like, well, shoot, I don't know. I guess I'll kick it here. Good, because I got a cousin. So you're going to be right back here. You promise? Oh, yeah, I'll be here. You sure? Next Shabbat. So now the Gentiles go out and get their Gentile friends. Now you see the picture? All of the Gentile friends come and hear this Hebrew Israelite talk about their Hamashiach. And they get impressed. Now, if this would have been these so-called Israelites on the streets, and the Gentiles went out and got a whole bunch of Gentiles, they'd have been like, you devils, what are you doing? Esau, you are Esau. And that is so against what we teach. If anybody can understand that Shaul is laying down a principle when he stays in Thessalonica 3 weeks until a multitude of Gentiles are converted and join. In other words, when he leaves, those Gentiles now are considered grafted in to Israel. If you can see that, put a 21 in this room. cussing people out? How you tell them they can't get in? When according to our record, a great multitude came because, watch this, not because of Christmas. He didn't preach Easter. He didn't give them pigs, none of that. He was teaching the validity of the resurrection of Hamashiach according to Scripture. '21 still rolling. You know why the 21s is rolling up through this room? Because people now, for the first time, having their eyes open to a passage of Scripture that's clarifying some stuff. Why? Because now y'all think, the world is thinking this. You Hebrews, Israelites, you guys are a religion. And I'm trying to tell you, we're not a religion, we're nationality. And we are the chosen of the Most High Yah. Watch this. Chosen to do what? Take the message to the whole world. Now we're going to start with the Hebrews. Why? Because they're the ones supposed to know it. And then the Hebrews are going to tell their Gentile friends. If they tell it right, then you're going to see the results. But the problem we got is telling it wrong. There's a whole world of Gentiles that Yah's working with right now. He's trying to merge them or graft them into this olive tree, which is Israel. And you got your nerve talking about who can get in and who can't get in. We don't do that slavery paper bag test. What's wrong with y'all? Back in slavery days, if you were going to get into certain places, they hold up a brown paper bag. And if your skin was darker than the paper bag, you couldn't get in. So that's what we're doing now. We done took that slave mentality over to the house of Israel, talking about if you lighter than this paper bag, you can't get in. How about the real truth? Hamashiach came into the world to save sinners, of whom I am chief. I got to pause right here, because when I said I am chief, my brain ran through about 10,000 sins that I committed in my life and I should have been killed for. I keep trying to figure out how I'm still here. How he's still letting me breathe his oxygen. How is he still letting me drink his water? How is he allowing me to still handle his word? And I'm going to look funny at you because you want to be a part of Israel? No, welcome to the family. And I better say this for this video go off on me. Every time a crazed Negro do something stupid in this country, don't mean he's following the doctrine of the Bible. Because y'all do know there are just some people that's just crazy. And every time something happens, all of a sudden now, you want to find out what religion is it. When the European descent over in this country, shooting up somebody every weekend. Kids can't hardly go to school. It ain't no black or brown people shooting up no school. Not one time did they say, oh, this child's kids is Presbyterian. And these Presbyterians, you gotta watch these Presbyterians. They will shoot up your school. I'm telling you, y'all better watch these little Presbyterian children. Ain't nobody doing that. Ain't nobody, these kids shooting up school. Nobody said, well, because their parents are Baptists. And the Southern Baptists, oh my goodness, the Southern Baptists are slaying on us. You gotta watch them, send it back. Y'all know they don't do that, do they? But every one of them kids, as well as adults, that's shooting up these places, going crazy, blowing up school, blowing up post offices, blowing, that's where the word postal come from. And by the way, stop believing everything you see on TV. That was my message in the first place, the strong delusion. That man that got killed last week on that shooting spree, they lying. Stop believing that, Zion. How is he a Hebrew Israelite killing innocent people? That's not what we do. That's not who we are. He ain't no Israelite following Torah. First of all, how you gonna shoot up the only place in town we can eat? Come on now, you know we on a dietary law, and we know the only people where we can go eat and relax is the Jewish deli. So he just gonna pick out the only place to shoot it up on, and then you're just gonna put it on him. When's the last time you heard of a Negro making a pipe bomb out of anything? Ain't nobody welding no pipe bomb. Ain't no Bonnie and Clyde. That was a setup. The government put that together to smear you. I can see through that false flag. I gotta watch some of you ex-military people. I've been cheering candidates in this room. Y'all got little switches they just turn on. How'd I get way over there? Oh. Because I wanted to show you that we are not first of all, a nationality, killers of the innocent. But we for sure as doctrine don't teach killing the innocent. If a person in our faith, which is the Torah and the Bible, the whole Bible, if innocent blood is taken according to our laws, then your blood got to go. That's our laws. Then you got to die. We ain't teaching nobody to take up arms against the king of killing. That's stupid. Man, why you sleep the European trying to figure out if he can get some venom out of some ant somewhere to put into something to shoot it at you one day? You do know the mosquitoes, right? This is a sidebar, but Jazz, I gotta be told. I talked to a brother who said, have you ever heard of the Department of Disease Control? I said, of course. He said, have you ever broke that name down? Disease control. Not prevention, not cure, control. They're in control of the diseases. They spread them at will. They watch them at will. They track them at will. It's their job to control. When they set the mosquitoes and fill them up with all kind of viruses and stuff, then they have to then control it. I don't have time for that, but I'm saying you're going to try to take up arms against the person who's putting diseases in mosquitoes? You lose. I hear you talking. More you keep talking like that, man, they going to come get you. Let me tell you something. If they wanted me, I'd been dead a long time ago. Man, they can shoot you through the wall. They ain't got to show up. They just been flying a drone. And only get you. Everybody else be good. Just like, shoot, you be like, what happened to Morris, man? When it's time. All I'm trying to show y'all something very simple is that you can't whoop him when it comes to killing because that stays on his mind 24 hours a day. We still thinking about gin and juice. We still got our mind on our money. And our money where? On our mind. That's where most of us are trapped anyway. We can't think outside of dollars and cents. Stop listening to people tell you lies. It's a lie that the Catholic Church tampered with the text. It was written, it was finished 300 years before there was ever any council of any Catholic Church. Yah used Hebrews, just like he said he was, to take the message to the Yahudian first. And where was he going to have to take it? Everywhere. Why? Because they had been scattered. Now, in my last time, I really appreciate y'all hanging in there this long. Let's do this, and then I'm gonna go. Let's go back to that Thessalonians. I'm not going to be in it all day. I just want to show you something. I'm going to try to strengthen Zion, and then we go on home. Maybe we can get another song before we go home. I would like that. If you look at 2 Thessalonians, we know that now Paul writes this letter as he's on his second missionary journey. We know that these are black people living in what they call white land. These are Hebrew Israelites that are living in Europe, in Thessalonica, in a major city, and they have their own synagogue. And we also know by the background that it was through this preaching that caused a lot of Gentiles, matter of fact, the Bible says a great multitude of them, to accept this truth and join with the family. All right? So, what was it about that congregation that was so impressive? I'm going to read. Verse 3. We are bound to, I'm reading out of the New King James, so it reads this a little bit different. We are bound to thank Yah always for you, brethren, as it is fitting, because your faith grows exceedingly, and the love of every one of you all abounds toward each other, so that we ourselves boast among the assemblies of Elohim for your patience and faith in all your persecutions and tribulations that you endure, which is manifest evidence of the righteous judgment of Elohim, that you may be counted what? Worthy of what? He says the reason why I'm even writing this letter back to you guys is because, one, you got converted so fast. And number two, how your conversion, watch this, was so genuine that you didn't let race relations come between how y'all treat each other. As a matter of fact, you treat each other so good as brothers and sisters, every other assembly is now looking at you and taking notice, and now we actually have something to talk about when we travel. When we go from place to place to place, we can say, but you know, them in Thessalonica, they didn't have problems with race and color and all that. Not only that, they got converted, they studied. Now listen to this. The Gentiles that joined with the Hebrews also had to suffer with the Hebrews. Yes, Gentiles, if you join the family, you better get used to being called a whole lot of cruel names. They'll say, are you an end lover? Because the only worst thing than an end is an end lover. They're going to call you all kind of names. So what do you think you are, some reverse Oreo? They got names for you. They start picking on you, saying you a wannabe, and then you lose your job. And then your family kicks you out, and all you have is the Hebrews. In other words, you find yourself suffering the same trauma, tragedy. But this group stayed together. And what's interesting is he says, and as a result, they were counted worthy. Do y'all see that in the Bible? Counted worthy for what? The kingdom of Yah. Which tells me he's letting the people in Thessalonica know this ain't no easy walk. But you guys are walking it. All right, go to chapter 2. Now, brethren, concerning the return of Hamashiach, do y'all see that? Our King, and our gathering together, come on, unto who? Oh yeah, that's got to go out to the whole world too. We are going to be gathered together to him. We have a problem right now in this world. You got people who are denying the very existence of Hamashiach. Then who are you going to be gathered to? I hope you don't think you're going to be gathered to your camp leader. Because not a man alive has the power to gather his people. What is the prophecy? The prophecy is that Yah is going to send Yahushua and he will gather his elect. If that's in the book, put a 21 in this room. Y'all better see something. We will not be gathered to a church. We will not be gathered to a city. We will not be gathered to a country. We will be gathered to a person. And there's, by the way, a difference in gathering and rapturing. Y'all still think you're going to be raptured? That is a European lie. It's a westernized lie. The Western people believe that they will be taken up out of here before anything bad happens. And at the same time, we were slaves. So he only gonna take y'all, not us. Because he should have shown up, took us before we became slaves. I think that's pretty bad. Trying to make sense on this Shabbat. I want you to understand something. We're going to be gathered together. It's a gathering. He's going to talk about that. Those people who died before us, they're going to be gathered. Don't worry about them. I know you trip on them. Yes, they're good. But we will all be caught up together. It doesn't mean rapture, because that idea of being raptured, take it to heaven is not the point. We're going to be gathered to fulfill Isaiah chapter 11. Let me keep reading. We ask you not to be soon shaken or troubled, either by spirit or by letter, even if it came from us, as though the day of Hamashiach had come. Because they were scared. A lot of them thought that they had missed it. The return of Hamashiach. Just like there's a teaching in the Hebrew faith right now that Hamashiach has already come and gone. I'm like, where did y'all get that from? Oh yeah, man, you know, it's starting to bother me, y'all. Let no one deceive you. There's the word. Can I share it? Yeah. Don't let people lie to you. That's all Rabbi Shalom was saying. He says, by any means, for that day, what day? Judgment Day. The day of the return of Hamashiach is not coming unless there is first a what? At the time that he wrote this, there was not a great falling away. At the time he wrote this, there was an awakening. They were just waking up to the truth of Hamashiach. That was the message of Paul and all the disciples. He died, buried, rose again according to the scriptures, and we need to prepare ourselves for his return. That was their message. They were waking people up. What is our message? Our message is supposed to be, you already woke. You're supposed to be now preparing yourself for his return. Watch this. He said there's going to be a falling away. Now, I'm going to go real quick through this because I want you all to see this as plain as you possibly can. The first thing about a falling away is you got to understand it means in Hebrew, it is a departure from the path. In Greek, they use the word apostasy. And you know what apostasy really means in English? It means to leave the Catholic Church. That's right. Come on. Did you see it? That's where that word comes from. The English word. But the word falling away Hebraically means to depart from the path. And what is the path? The path of righteousness. The right path, Torah. But the Catholic Church uses a term that y'all get caught up in, that word apostasy. It is not apostasy that we have to be worried about. Apostasy is falling away from. They put a word in there called apostasy. Apostasy is falling away from the Catholic Church. Now that has to happen from us, but that's not what he's talking about here. Because in this case, all of us would be considered apostate. That's right. That's right. When I said no pork on my fork, y'all say, oh, he's an apostate. Because Catholics eat pig. When I say I'm not doing Christmas, you say, oh, he's apostate. Why? Christmas is Catholic. Now do you understand why they treat you the way they do and call you apostate? When you tell them I'm not going to celebrate pagan festivals anymore, and the Catholic Church is still doing it, like Valentine's Day, Mother's Day, Father's Day, and all that, it's because the definition of the word is to stop keeping their practices. But the Hebraic word that Paul is using has nothing to do with falling away from Catholicism. It has to do with there's going to come a time where a lot of us are going to be like, I don't want the right path. And this is where I'm going to close. I know I've been up here long. Let's shut it down right here. Here's your struggle. Here's my struggle. What is it about the right path that our people seem to not want to get on it? Like, what is it about that path that makes people say, I don't want to walk that path? Why would a person say, I don't want to be on that path? And it's the best path in the world to be on. Go down to, here it is. He said there's going to be a falling away, and the man of sin is revealed, the son of perdition, who opposes and exalts himself above that which is called Elohim, or that is worshipped, so that he sits as Elohim in the temple of Yah, showing himself that he is Yah. He's like, there's going to be a falling away, and then there's going to be a rise of a person. And in this case, it's symbolic of a position, a place of position that will now give orders to the whole world. And I told you, this is the Daniel and the 10 toes picture. This is now iron mixed with clay. This is the Catholic Church and her whorish daughters, who are the Protestants. Do you not remember that while I was with you, I told you these things? And now you know what is restraining, that he may be revealed in his own time. For the mystery of lawlessness is what? It's already at work. What is lawlessness? It means not any laws. No Torah. Has anybody heard the word, the law's been done away with? Yep. Has anybody told you, when you ask them a question about the Bible, they ask you, is that Old or New Testament? Anytime they ask you that, you know what they're saying. Has it been done away with? I'm trying to help somebody. I'm trying to help you right here. He says, and And then the lawless one will be revealed, whom Yahuwah will consume with the breath of his mouth. So everybody that's lawless, and including the lawless one, will be destroyed when he comes, the brightness of his coming. Verse 9, the coming of the lawless one is according to the what? Work of the devil. I asked my wife not too long ago, I said, what is it about America that it seems to only want to push lies? I've never seen this. I don't understand that. You said Columbus discovered. That's the first lie you told. How he discovered. The only way you can discover something, it can't be nobody there. No one has ever been there before. You discovered it yourself and said, look what I discovered. Then it becomes yours. But if you went to a place where there's it was 1 million or more, 12 million on the coast when he got there. So that's a lie. Every one of the holidays that this nation celebrates is based on a lie. Do you really think Hamashiach was born December 25th? Do you really think December is month 12? I showed you that already. All right. My subject is strong delusion. We got to fight through this strong delusion. Why? Because it really wasn't put in this world for you. Say what? Then who was it put here for? Oh, let's see. So we know that the lawless one, Satan, is going to be here with power and signs and lying wonders, and with all unrighteous deception among those who perish because they did not receive what? The truth. They didn't want the truth, so they got a lie. Y'all did that. So when you say I don't want truth, then what the next statement is, then you want a lie. That's what America, that's what the Hebrews are facing today. Everybody would rather take a lie. As a matter of fact, if you claim to be a champion of truth, you're going to always be persecuted. Some people don't even want to be told the truth. You remember, you heard the movie. They said, you can't handle the truth. The truth is tough, but he says, because they don't love the truth, that they might be saved. For this reason, Yah will send them what? Strong delusion, that they would believe the lie. It's one thing to lie. It's one thing to hear a lie. But it's quite another thing to believe it. Hula did this. I'm using her twice today. Hula said, she asked her, she asked me first. Of course, she didn't get me on it. But then she went and asked someone. She said, what color is Santa Claus? And they said, well, of course, white. But I think he's black. And she just started laughing. Why? Because ain't no such thing. It shows something. You believe the lie. Even though you may not think you have, you believe the lie. This is the time of year of the witch. Yah has sent strong delusion into this nation for a reason, so that he can judge the nation. It's not for you. The strong delusion is not for you. It's for them. You are not to be deceived. You are to be woke. You are to be vigilant. You are to be on your P's and Q's. As a matter of fact, I almost used this message. Stay strong while you wait. So what does that mean? Yes, Yahushua may not come tomorrow. That don't mean you can get weak. Come on. Come on. What it means is we got to get stronger while we're waiting. Why? Because the devil is going to up his attack while we're waiting. And the devil will have you seeing things and believing things that are just not true. The other day, it was so foggy that I heard everybody saying, today is a foggy day. Everybody said, you know, I'm in a bad mood because it's a foggy day. And I kept hearing people say that, you know, look outside, it's terrible, it's dark. It's a foggy day. And then, you know, I decided that I was going to go on a little journey to have my devotion, my morning devotion. And normally when I hit 41, I head south. This time most I say go north. So I hit 41, I turned, I went north, and in less than 10 minutes, the sun was shining so bright. Had to pull down the visor, had to put on. Are y'all understanding what I'm saying? In other words, it was not a foggy day. There was just some fog in a small area. But if you're willing to just go north, yeah, but it's about 10 minutes. It don't take long. You understand what I'm saying? If you're willing. Yes, I know it's dark, but if you read, it'll get lighter. I know you're struggling and the burden is heavy, but if you read and study and practice, old folks said, I'm through jazz. Old folks said, every round. So what it do? Go higher. And what else? Higher. Why? Because there's a bright side. They try to keep you down and depressed, but there's a bright side. It ain't always going to be foggy. It's not always going to be dark. It's not always going to be dreary. It's not always going to be rough. One of these days, our King is coming back from the mountain, and he's going to call us to be with him. So until then, hang in there. Stay strong. Walk in the truth. Stay on the path. It won't be long. We're going home. Look at somebody say, we're going home. Say, we're going home. Look, when we get home, ain't going to be no more Christmas. You ain't got to worry about that. When we get home, nobody's going to be sneaking pigs into your greens. When we get home, they're not going to be serving you pots of abomination. When we get home, every day is going to be hello. It's going to be Shabbat Shalom and all the time. When we get home. Don't let nobody deceive you. In the meantime, I wish I had time to finish this whole book out because it ends with a shout. He said, a lot of y'all in the last days, he said, talk about you ain't going to work. Why? Well, if the king is coming, why should we go to work? That's in the same book, last chapter. He said, look, tell them Hebrews if they don't work, they don't eat. Wait a minute. Did he really say that? He said, yeah, you know I told. Tell them Hebrews I say. They don't work. Neither let them eat. So why? He said, because I'm working. That's Paul talking. Silas is working. Y'all understand? Luke is working. Yeah. Bartholomew is working. Peter's working. All of us. This is a working family. And we're going to work the works of him. Even though they call us crazy, we keep working. They say we're delusion, we keep working. They say we being mean to our kids. No, we just keep working. I want to hear him say, good and faithful servant. Well done. Thank you all for having a little time together. We're going to persevere through this persecution. Don't get caught up in the delusion. It ain't nothing but falling. I got another song, a hymn somebody wrote a long time ago, stuck in the back of my head. It come out every now and then. It said like this: the storm is passing over. Then they say hallelujah. But it is a storm, but it's passing over. Somebody in the back room say hallelujah. Somebody say the storm is y'all gonna catch it in a second. Passing over. Hallelujah. Somebody didn't know no better. They said hallelujah. But then they didn't say John. They didn't say God. They didn't say Jesus. They said hallelujah. Yeah. Hallelujah. Yeah. Storm is passing over. Don't get caught up in this delusion. We win. I looked at the back of the book. The king come back. Now you talking about the king of killing. Watch what he does to the king of killing. Gonna be bad. Everybody bow your head, let's pray. Abba Yah, these last days, I just want to spend time on this Shabbat to strengthen Zion. Many of them have become weak on the path. Many of them have become intimidated. Zion is struggling through the season of the witch, having to swim through the lies of society. But Abba Yah, today, through the word, we heard encouragement from Paul to Hebrews living in Greece, living in Macedonia, in Thessalonica, way away from the Holy Land. He told them to be strong and not to get caught up in lawlessness. He told them to be strong and not to be fooled by the delusion. He told them to stay faithful unto death to receive the crown. We give you praise, honor, and glory. Help us to follow in the footsteps of our Savior, Hamashiach, who suffered on our behalf, died and was buried, but according to the scripture, arose the third day, victorious, all power and authority being given into his hand. Hallelujah. Amen. Jane, where's Jane? Is she still under her thing? No. All right, where's Jane? know how to play it? No, I don't know it. You got it? Yeah, play it on the thing. You get the play it, you know it.
Come play the game. Come on.
Okay, while we get ready to do it, we're going to have another song. We're trying to get that together. Those who are tuning in late and you want to support the art, you can do that. Don't forget www.remnant.com or Cash App or PayPal, however you want to support the work. We're going to have some more singing, and then we're going to bid you all happy Shabbat. All right.
y'all enjoy your Shabbat, and we'll be seeing you. Stay strong, Zion. It'll be all right.